Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to go ahead and install these 1-inch hub-centric spacers on our Blazer. So let's go ahead and show you guys what you're going to need for this video. So first, let's discuss these spacers. Alright, so they are 1 inch. There's two per pair. So besides the spacers, you're also going to need some brake cleaner, a little rag, little wire brush, and that's pretty much it. Jack stands, jack, and you're also going to need to remove your tires. So whatever bolts or whatever setup you guys have, make sure you have the equipment for that as well. And since we need to be on an even surface to jack up a car, we're gonna go play musical cars, get the Blazer back up in here, and we can get started. But before we do that too, I wanted to show you guys the current setup now. And the current setup right now is basically stock. Alright, so if you guys are unfamiliar with what wheel spacers are, they basically are going to kick out your tires outboard. Alright, so they're going to add additional space to your wheels. So as you guys can see right now, the wheel actually makes contact inside of the fender. With these spacers, it's going to make it stick out, or maybe even make it a little bit flush, which is what I want. I don't really like the fender gaps on cars, just not the biggest fan of them. The front isn't as bad, but the rear, as you guys can kind of tell, you can't even see, you can barely even see the wheel. So today's video, we're gonna make it nice and flush, or maybe poke out just a little bit. But yeah, here's the before. You can't see anything poking out. Yeah, so this wheel is going to poke out by 1 inch, which should in turn get rid of that little gap right there. And for additional safety methods, I also wanted to bring up this thread lock. So I got the orange one. There's a red one out there, but that requires like a blowtorch, heat, and all that stuff to remove it. If you guys don't have that on hand, it'll be extremely hard. Probably won't be able to, but to remove these. So I have the orange thread lock. This means right here, as you can see, hand tool removal required. So they shouldn't be vibrating off and all that stuff, so you'll have a nice safe product. The other thing you might want to do is check out or buy, rent, whatever you want to do, put a torque wrench. Per our specs, it says it's 140 foot-pounds to torque these down, which is the same thing as it is on our car's lug nuts to put the tires on itself. So 2 more things to keep in mind. Alright, step number 1, as soon as you get your car on a flat level surface, you're going to take the wheels off. So in order to do that, go ahead and break your lug nuts now. After that's all done, you can go ahead and safely jack up your car. Make sure your e-brake's on, you got chocks, all the safety stuff. For the record, those were not 140 foot-pounds. So I'm not gonna name the company, but when we got the new wheels on, another company did it. I'm pretty sure that is not 140 foot-pounds. So safety. I will always stress the importance of safety. Safety is always first. It's always gonna be paramount. So make sure you guys have something to go ahead and block your other wheel of the side that you're not gonna be jacking up. That way it prevents any slipping and vice versa. So here is my little block. Just gonna slide it right up underneath. And don't be ghetto, don't go adding like 2x4s, cylinder blocks and stuff like that. Make sure you actually have a pair of jack and jack stands. Let's go ahead and show you guys what we have underneath here on our hub. So this is where the stock lug nuts go to attach your tires and wheels. Alright, easy enough. This is still relatively clean, so we won't have to do too much cleaning, but let's go ahead and test fit our spacers. And then I also want to show you guys the back of our wheel. Okay, so not every wheel will be able to use wheel spacers because of little spacer grooves. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but here is the OEM places where our studs go through. Okay, now in between the studs is where your old studs are going to sit, right up in here. So hopefully there's clearance. There should be for old studs to go through here, and then the spacer studs are the ones that are going to go through these holes. So that's how it's going to work. I'll show you guys the fit up what I'm talking about. Just going to take all these studs off real quick, separate the spacers. That's all I'm doing right now. Alright, so here is our basic little standard spacer. Let's just make sure it mounts up on the car first. So like I said, these new studs are going to replace these ones. So just line them all up. Which, there they go, they align. And these are hub centric, okay? So they're hugging tight to the inner diameter ring in there. As you can see, they don't really shift up and down. I mean, of course they go inside and out right now because it's not bolted down, but they're not going to vibrate like a regular spacer would. And that's why this little inner diameter that you see shaving down is important, because it sits right against this. So we want to go ahead and clean up that rust off of there just to make it nice and flush as possible. So I showed you the car side, and now here is the wheel side. So like I said, these are going to go through just like that, and then your car studs are going to go through this hole, obviously, alright? And then if you look on the other side of this hole, it takes you back to this gap right here. So keep in mind, not every pair of wheels have this gap right there to fit your other studs in. So I think we're going to have plenty of clearance. We won't have an issue. And yeah, I guess we'll find out. I'll be the guinea pig once again. Alright, so now it's time to clean those dirty studs and hub. So what we're going to do is, again, that wire brush, we're going to use that. And any type of brake cleaner, you're just going to go ahead and spray the surface, get away at knocking off all the rust. Once all that's done, we can start applying our thread lock onto our threads of the studs to the wheels. And then we can go ahead and mount the spacers on. Probably need a smaller brush. For some reason I got this big one, but it's working just fine. Found my smaller brush. So keep in mind, you guys don't have to get all the rust off. It's not going to be possible. You're going to be having like rust stains and whatnot. But as long as you got like the big particles off, you should be fine. That's just like extra measure to make sure everything fits nice and snug. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, so just keep in mind, you don't have to get all the rust off. But as long as you got all the big particles off, that's all that should really matter. So a lot of this is just going to be stained anyways. So now that that is all clean, let's go ahead and throw on our spacer. Alright, with our hub nice and clean now, here is our thread locker. Just going to put a generous amount on each end. Just like that. Once again, this is going to help with corrosion, and it's also going to help keep it from vibrating off. So kind of an important step for safety. But that's all you need. You don't need to smear it around or anything like that. The lugs will take care of that when you spin them on. So once that thread locker is on there, go ahead and seat your spacer just like such. Just gonna go ahead and get them started. And this thread locker, reading the instructions, it's 24 hours for a full cure. You can use it before that, which is fine. Just understand, it's going to be 24 hours for the full cure. So I have a handy dandy tool right here. That way I'm not wasting too much of my time. Just to get it started in there, because these are pretty long threads. Alright, the parking brake engaged on the car. We can now come over here and finish tightening everything down. So 140 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench on me. Just make sure, if you don't, you're taking your own responsibility. Alright, so make sure it's on there pretty tight. I have a nice big breaker bar, so there's plenty of torque going through here. Star pattern as well. Alright, so a few things. Lug nuts, they fit and thread perfectly fine on the spacers. And secondly, everything lines up to even get the wheel on. And lastly, we have enough clearance back there in between here for those studs, so everything's sitting nice and flush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten these down. We'll drop the car and finish tightening it down and take a look at them. Here's a little sneak peek. Car isn't fully sitting down, so that's not what it's gonna look like, obviously, but here's a nice little sneak peek. I can already tell it's gonna sit nice and flush. But in order to keep this video a little shorter, I'm not gonna go ahead and show the same process for all the wheels, but it's basically gonna be the exact same thing. Thread locker, torque them down, tighten them back down, and all that stuff. And don't worry, I didn't forget to retighten these. I'll be doing all that towards the end as well. Catch back up with you guys once I have all the other 3 wheels done, and we'll go ahead and do a little walk around for you. Alright, so one side is done. Let's go ahead and show you guys what it looks like now. Alright, so the front definitely sticks out more than the fender, as you can see there. The rear kind of does as well. It's alright. That's kind of going for the flush look, but that's really not that bad. You'll see it better in the sunlight once I pull it out later, but it's not too bad. So that compared to this, just a much better look, I think. I don't like when the tire and wheel is completely hiding. What do you guys think so far? So again, the stock side, and the spacer side. Alright, just like that, we are now done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out so we can get a better view of everything in the light. I already know Heather's probably not gonna like it. Sorry, but too bad. I think it looks pretty good. Makes the car look a lot more aggressive, and it makes the tires look bigger than what they really are. So let me go ahead and finish tightening everything down one more last time, just double checking everything, and I'll pull it on out for you guys. So I can already tell from changing out the cars and seeing the Blazer from a distance, and I would just say that thing's looking pretty good. Let's go take a look. Looks like a pretty wide stance. The Blazers are already naturally wide, but with the tires sticking out, it's a nice little touch. Look at that. It's really not much at all, but definitely stands out now compared to what it was. So there you go, it has a nice little poke from the wall of the car. Here's another view, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now I really like the backs. The fronts might be a little too pokey. I'll get used to it though, because I just don't have a lot of, they're limited on the sizes of spacers that they have for this car. So I would like this more flush. Kind of sticks out a little more than what I wanted, but it's really not that bad. I'm just kind of picky. But there is the front. As you guys can see. View of the other side. Overall, I am really happy about them. So I got these on eBay, believe it or not. Amazon didn't have the spacers. If I find them, I'll link them down below. Until then, I'll link down the eBay link, so you guys can pick them up yourself if you want to do it. As far as the thread locker, I bought that over at AutoZone. I think it was like 15 bucks. And I got kind of low on the last the last little wheel over there, so be safe. You might have to buy 2 of them, but I'm really happy with the overall result. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Lets me know you guys care about the channel. Lets me know you guys care about the car. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns in regards to the wheel spacer install, leave a comment down below and I will try to address them for you. Again, torque specs are 140 foot-pounds for the wheels and for the spacers. I did not use a torque wrench. I highly recommend you guys do it, but the way I see it is, if your car breaks down on the side of the road, odds are you're not going to have a torque wrench to go ahead and torque your lug nuts back on and continue driving. So take that with a grain of salt. Also, once you have the wheel spacers on, you will kind of want to wait another extra week. Let it kind of settle down. Take the wheels off again and then re-torque everything down on the hub spacer just to verify that everything's running good. So yeah, it's my last little 2 cents. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave a comment down below as always. And I want to say thanks for watching. Never live your life on idle, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.